I'm sure Julia will share my details. I think my details are already ready there as well. So if you want to do something during another session, we can also do that as well. So I think I've got presentation rights now I can share. I'm going to time myself because you can probably tell I can talk all day. So I want to just do about 10 or 15 minutes just to present the Kahoot basics, and then we'll jump into the fun stuff with Fiona. I'll quickly, as I said, today we're just going to show you what Kahoot is. I'll do a quick introduction just because um, I think it's nice to see some of the outcomes and data that comes with Kahoot as well. So share that its very second. So as you can see, I've only got a couple of three slides here. We've already done the intro, which is great. So as I said, today's going to be just to go and find out, well, what is Kahoot now? It has changed quite significantly over the last couple of years. You can see now that there are over 9 million teachers using Kahoot, and it's growing all the time, which is great and which we love to see. And we do want to work more strategically with different schools in the UK because I don't think everyone's using it to its maximum ability. And that's again what we'll talk about today a little bit. Now, this is quite wordy, but as I say, just to give you a bit of an idea of the impact of what we're trying to do here, we are quite fortunate that we've had when this report was taken, there was about 150 independent studies done on Kahoot to find out, well, what is the actual impact of it. That has actually grown in that time to over 200. And that report is about 50 pages long, so you'll be thankful I'm not going through it today. If you want it, it's available, and I'm happy to share it. But these are just two key takeaways that I thought were quite nice to see across this study, as I say, of about 155 schools across 50 countries. And something they saw from large learning gains was that we were able to improve a student's learning by 0.72 standard deviations, which in layman's terms is that basically they're able to see an improvement by grade by almost 3/4, right? So essentially the equivalent of going from a middle C to a high B, which is great. And we then obviously this is maybe not something that's surprising to you if you've used Kahoot, is the is what it does outside just learning gains, but also within motivation, engagement, and well-being. And when we talk about well-being, we talk a lot about reducing anxiety, and that is there has been evidence across the board within that report that it does that. We were at BET a couple of weeks ago, and we've started testing Kahoot with a bunch of different schools and colleges. And even since then, I've had reports back that it has had that effect on end of unit test scores, which is great to hear. But again, as I say, we have a lot of data on this, and we can talk about this in a more private setting if you'd like. So as I said, I can't take questions, I'm afraid. We'll just jump in we'll do a quick basics and a quick tour around the platform. And as I say, a couple of things that you may or may not be aware of. Something I can mention at the start was, if you've got a Kahoot account already, it'll look like this. This is a free Kahoot account. There is the ability to do something what's called Kahoot EDU Basic. It is a free account, but what it will do is it will create a free account for your entire school. So it will offer the same features that you're going to see today, but everyone is able to be in the same workspace, and they're able to then share content. So if someone has a particularly good primary 7 Kahoot that you think actually my colleagues could very much benefit from a maths Kahoot from a primary 7s. They're able to then go into the library. They'll be able to go into a shared workspace, and they'll be able to share. So that's possible, and it can be done straight away. So just so you're aware, that's something you can do. But this is an individual account. This is not a group account. This is not any sort of shared workspace. And the first place we'll start is within Discover, because if you've used Kahoot, you might have just gone in, created your quiz, in and out, first start of the class, end of the class, and it's all sorted. That's you. But there is a lot of content in there. There's a lot of free content in there. For the purpose of this meeting, I actually did a couple the other day so you could see some of the reports. Yeah, so you can see there's a lot of content there, but you can also go and search for content. So you can search by by subject, but you can even see I've done a couple here. I did actually a curriculum aligned code, so it's a literacy curriculum code. So you can see here that there's already pre-made Kahoots made by teachers and students. You can go up and to the filter section here and even go in to say, right, I'm going to look for just the free content. I can do it by subject. I can even do it by grade as well. Okay, so you're then able to go and to target that to whoever your particular audience is going to be. And you can even see, you can actually see who it's been created by. This has been created by teachers, students, and businesses, and it can also be done in multiple languages as well. So that's the Discover page, which again, you'll be able to go in straight away and look at. Let's go into, as I say, I'm assuming most of you in the room will be familiar, will have at least attended one. I'm sure a lot of you have created Kahoots in the past as well. And as you can see here, there is a bunch of things that we can do that again, well, Fiona is going to do a demonstration in Kahoot after this that will really demonstrate a lot of this stuff that Kahoot has to offer on the premium version. But as I say, from a starting point, you will get access to pre-made templates just to get the ball rolling, or you can just start with a blank canvas, and it's as simple as, you know, typing in your question, typing in the answer. So if I go, who is this? And then I can pop my image in. Now you can see that within the free version, you can get one image a day. We work with Getty Images, so you're able to take images directly from there and make it your image or make it your background or whatever you would want it to be. You can also do to jazz it up a little bit. Enter some GIFs here. You can also do video. Okay, so if you pop in video, and as I say, because you're within the K-12 segment, there is no adverts, and you're able to pop a video in there. I think I can even show you it. You can go and actually go and put what part of the video you want it to view, and you're able to do a question around that, add it in, and then say, we put your answers in. And there you go, and there's my right answer. Okay, simple as that, and you've made your first question. Okay, so again, I would assume a lot of you have maybe done this in the past, but again, for those that maybe haven't. And then we've got your true or false. These are your two question types that you'll be able to use under this version, and you'll be able to go this. And then you pop your video or image in, or you can see I can upload media. So if I can pop upload media in here, and then you can see, I'll just see if I can find a picture of my good self. There I am. Pop my own image in. I go, this is me. Yeah, it's true, right? And you can see here that you've got your question types. There are, as I say, a lot of different question types on different versions that we've got. And again, happy to talk you through them. If you've got a question, pop it in, and I'll try and see if I can see it. And otherwise, we can talk about it offline. But you can see you can set question limits, and you can also set how many points that you want this to be for standard, double, or nil point. You also might have noticed as well, there is a possibility as well to add a slide here as well. So you can see the starred ones are the ones that we've got in the premium version, but you're able to do your quiz, your true or false, or you can do an introduction slide, maybe something that you just want to introduce the question, slow it down a little bit. This is usually where I would pause and ad break and ask for questions, but I'm afraid I won't be able to do that. So what we'll do is let's just do this, right? So we'll just do test. So we've got our Kahoot's now finished, and we hit save, and then we go test 3 and done. So that's it. We've created a Kahoot. That was relatively easy. Now, this is the different ways you can host a Kahoot. You can host it. You can launch a demo of it just so you can get a preview. You can host it live, which will be ones that I'm assuming you'll be relatively familiar with. You can also host as a lecture, which is more like a presentation tool. And again, I won't step in Fiona's toes here. She will be doing something that will be very much like that in a minute. So if I go to host live, this is sort of the step to my toes here because this is Kahootopia. We will talk about this in 2 minutes. But let's just do it in fact, let's do it now. We're here. This is where I can actually host through, you can actually create your own island. for your class. Within the free version, you get 5 class islands to create. And as you do Kahoots, it's a more of a teamwork experience, right? Everyone contributes. It isn't just about the top 3 in the podium. Everyone who does quizzes within the classroom and contributes to that, whereas the island that you just saw there was just a very basic one that I made the other day. It will grow, the buildings will upgrade and so on. It is very nice. But this is what I wanted to show you, because this might be something that you're not aware of, because a lot of it's very new. So these are the different ways that you can host a Kahoot. And as you can see, you've got your classic mode, which you'll be aware of. And you've got your lecture mode, which you can test out as part of this version. You've got a themed version, which you can see we've done for the Lunar New Year. You've got team mode, which I do think Fiona might mention team mode. And you've then got accuracy mode. Now, I think this is a very relevant mode for the K-12 segment. It's designed for those, well, it can be designed for a bunch of different things, but it would be probably designed for someone like myself, who is not the best reader in the world. So if you've ever done a Kahoot, you'll know it's maybe not just about the correct answer. It's sometimes about the timing element. That can be off-putting to some students, sometimes some teachers, and this removes that time element. So the person, the pupil who answers the question within 2 seconds gets the exact same points as the student who answered it in 6 seconds. Okay, it's just focused on the right answer. And as I say, there are other modes here. As you can see, we've got gamified modes and so on. Again, you can upgrade and be into these modes as well. But as I said, this is a very basic island that I've created. And as I say, that you can even see I did a quiz on Lunar New Year, which we'll look at in 2 seconds. You can see these are the themed upgrades that you get throughout the year when different events happen. So it's a very nice sort of team building experience. The last thing I'm going to show you today, as I say, I promised you I'd try and keep it under the 15-minute mark. And so last thing I'm going to show you today is what we can actually do in terms of reports. So I can see that a couple of these I've done. These are the 2 that we've just created now. I did a couple directly from the Discover page, which we looked at earlier. Now you can see there's only been me in these. I actually did these with my 2 of these with my son. I wasn't allowed to get any of the answers wrong, sadly, so I can't show you that. So we got 100% out of that. But we did a little maths quiz and we did a little animals quiz. But you can then see we've got our participants. You'll be able to see all your participants in your class here. You'll then be able to also have questions there and be able to see where the knowledge gaps are. Where did they get it right? Where did they get it wrong? And so on. In fact, I think I've even got one that I did myself where I got tons of questions wrong. So you'll be able to see that there. So there you go. So I did our, again, from the Discover page, we did a Lunar New Year quiz. We'll be able to see the participants. We'll be able to see I got 45% correct answers. I'll be able to see what questions I got wrong per pupil. And I'll also be able to see which questions did no one in the class get right, or maybe 25% of the questions did they get right. And then you'll be able to go, right, let's do that quiz again, but let's focus on these topics of discussion. So I've raced through that. I've got it in about 13 minutes, which is not so bad. So I will hand over to Fiona whilst I try and figure out what I do with my audio, because I'd love to hear what Fiona has to say. I hope you've heard that. I can now see you again. Thank you so much. And as I said, you've got my details. I'm very happy to talk to you about this in more details, about the EDU Basic for your team workspace, if that's something that the school could be interested in, or anything above that. So I'll pass over to Fiona now. Thank you very much.
Hi, can everyone hear me okay?
I can hear you, Fiona.
Perfect. Okay, I'm just going to share my screen. And what I'm actually going to do is invite you to join us this afternoon in a Kahoot so you can learn about it. And I think that's the best way to kind of experience it.
Fiona, are you able to share your screen while
Okay.
Sean's still sharing his? Yeah. Go.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, a Kahoot will just be coming up just now, and I'll just ignore that. This is my Kahootopia. So I'll just continue with no island today. Okay, so I'm just away to launch. I'm just going to do this in classic mode for you, because a lot of it's lectures, so there'll be some information for you. Can you still see my screen okay and everything?
Yes,
Okay,
Fiona.
so everyone can either scan the QR code or go to kahoot.it and please put in the PIN 4573608 to join us, please. Julia, how many people are in the call now? Just so we know
There's
how
12 people in the call.
Okay. So during this Kahoot, I'm just going to show you some examples of question types that you can use with your class and everything at school. Are we all primary here today, Julia?
I think there was a mixture of primary and secondary that had signed up.
Right, no problem. Okay, so we've got 7 so far. 5 more people to join us. Hope everyone's managing okay to get in. Very easy indeed, just to scan the QR code using your iPads or Chromebooks, laptops, whatever, or just going to the Kahoot website, kahoot.it. One more. Well, that'll be me, the last person, I suppose. Yeah, because there's 11 people in. Okay, so we're just away to launch it just now, and we're using this like a lecture mode kind of idea, but there will be questions as well around the way, and I'll explain how I use Kahoot in my classroom. Okay, so this is basic Kahoot in primary, but it applies both with secondary and also further education as well. So I'm going to be talking today about using Kahoot to engage in the primary classroom. I'm Fiona, I'm a primary school teacher from Hillside School, just in Portlethen, and I'm also a Kahoot ambassador. Okay, so a little poll first of all. So multi-select, so more than one emotion if you want, just to show you that questions can be organised so that it's pictorial answers. So this makes Kahoot accessible for children that are not good at reading, even primary ones. Nursery children can be involved as well, because you can have pictures for the answers. So how's everyone feeling this Thursday afternoon after a busy day? So, okay, ready to learn. That's good. Glad about that. Okay, next one, where are you based? So, looking at the map of Aberdeenshire, if you can as close as possible, sorry Sean, do it to where you are. Where are you based? Where is your working place? This is called a drop pin, and this is one of the features that you have on the EDU. It's not just one that's available for a free one. I find it really useful indeed. So, we've got a widespread around about from the north and south Aberdeenshire. So welcome everyone today. Okay, so a little slider question first of all, and it's worth double points. So you can motivate the children even more by giving them double points. How many primary schools do you think there are in Aberdeenshire? That's my school there, Hillside. In total, how many primary schools do you think there are in Aberdeenshire? So this slider question can be used for many different questions. You can organise your answer to a very close answer, which I have done for this one today, or a wider range as well for your answers. Okay, so in total, it's 145. And we have got nobody within the range that's got that correct. You'll remember that now after that. So Joanne is at the top of the leaderboard. Well done, Joanne. Okay, you have to type the answer now, and this is a double pointer as well. Look, there's a logo about to appear in the screen for you. What logo is this you're about to see? Please can you type in the logo? Hopefully people will recognise this one. So reveal questions will be useful for a multitude of different questions, whether it's characters, it's asking about logos, or depending what you're doing across the curriculum. And the children just love the reveal one. Okay, so we've got a few there, and I will correct those. I can review the answers. So the ones there, we'll just get that correct and that one correct as well. Okay, submit that, and there we go. That's all our correct answers. So well done, all you people that have got that correct. I hope you did, Julia. True or false next? Do you think Kahoot can only be used on an iPad? Is that true or false? So true or false, very quick answers, and something that all learners from primary 1 upwards, secondary, very quick to get an answer and quick to get a response. Yes, it's accessible on any type of device, including mobile phones. So in secondary schools, I know there's debates at the moment about accessing mobile phones in secondary schools, but in those that are still allowing them to take them out for something like this, it's something that can be done. Okay, a little poll for you as well. Have you used or do you currently use Kahoot in your class? So polls can be used very quickly to get answers to questions. I use them very regularly to find out the children's ideas, to get their viewpoint out there, the people voice. So just over 50% have, and quite a few haven't. Okay, so you're getting experience here today of that. That's just a little picture of in our school, Primary 4 AY. They joined us a live Kahoot when we were down in London just a couple of weeks ago. So Kahoot, how does it work so well? I really feel that Kahoot is so engaging. Every child participates because they'll either be working with a talking partner or their own device, and they can answer the questions. They're not having to put up their hand, they're not having to speak in front of people, they're able to do it, to get involved. It's very motivational because the colour, the visuals, the competition element, which you can actually remove as well because there's time for that. That's not something that you're going to be wanting to do. The music, that all motivates as well. So the competition element, it might be something that you're going to, after a little bit of practice, you're wanting to get the quickest score, getting these mass facts of power, or it might be something you're learning, so you're going to take off that competitive element, remove timers, and the children can take all time and can do things more in an accuracy mode as well. It's inclusive for everyone, accessible, as you saw earlier. The younger learners can have the visual pictures as well. There's also sound that can be used. The children can listen to the questions as well, so those that can't read them will be able to hear them as well, especially if you assign a Kahoot to the children in advance and they can do it independently in the time in the classroom as well. I really find that it has really helped improve concentration and focus in my class as well. I had children at the start of the year that, oh my gosh, it was like trying to get everyone ready to listen, to be able to go on. So what I started doing is converting some of my lessons that were in PowerPoints onto a Kahoot. And when the children would answer questions as they went along, that certainly helped include the focus as well. Critical thinking and problem solving skills as well, because they're having to think about the answers as well. And I will often stop, not just jump onto after the answers, but stop and discuss the answers. So why did you think that answer? Why is that not the correct answer there? Okay, what do you think? And get the children to kind of respond. So you're going deeper into the learning as well. And they're having to solve problems. They're having to work out what would be the best answer here as well. It also helps develop confidence as well because they're behind the screen, behind the iPad. They're not being directly asked questions as well. And definitely as well, improvements in behaviour, motivation, participation and confidence are the big things for me in my classroom. I've got primary 6 children, by the way, as well. So short attention spans, the fast pace of learning with this as well really kind of gets those pupils as well. The colour in the images that you will see just now, you can change the background colours, the layout and everything can be changed, and that really helps kind of get the people into the game as well. Gamification, obviously, because they're playing a game, they feel they're motivated and the dopamine's going, the excitement and everything as well. Kahoots are something you can go back to. So for example, we were doing Kahoots and tenses today. So we're going to go back to that later on just to kind of practice the skills again in a different way, using a game mode perhaps. So the kids are learning things again in a different way, still using the same Kahoot as well. And I really find that it's helping with the development of meta skills in my classroom as well. So a little drop pin question for you. Of these transferable lifelong learning capacities or meta skills, it's a big thing at the moment with Aberdeenshire. Which of these do you think that Kahoot, to you, from what you've heard so far, helps to develop the most? You're only allowed to put your pin onto one answer. Interesting to see. Obviously, the kind of question would depend on this as well, as you can have open-ended questions, you'll see shortly, that really get the children thinking and discussing as well. So we've got feeling, focusing, critical thinking, creativity, curiosity as well. Thank you everyone for your ideas there. So I have got a wide ability range in my class. I've got children that are working at primary 2 level right on to the end of primary 7 level in my primary 6 class. So with the mixed pace learners, you're able to kind of give them Kahoots that can be something that they do in their own time, that's part of their daily literacy, numeracy, health and wellbeing, any area of the curriculum as well. For those that struggle reading, there's the audio support, so you can just click on a button and they can hear the question. So there are going to be no barriers to them accessing this Kahoot as well. There's low pressure as well for them to participate when it's something they're doing in their own time and when they're doing it perhaps in a small group as well. Kahoot can read the questions aloud. There's a visual clues as well to help their understanding. So whatever question you're asking, you can pick an appropriate picture. You can also upload your own pictures. As you saw, I've uploaded pictures of children in my class and other classes as well. Everyone answers. There's a no hands up. You don't have that at all. Everyone's answering at the same time. And no one, of course, knows who got the answer wrong. They'll sometimes say, who got that one wrong? As well, because there's always those that will rush and not look at all the questions, because I often have two very similar questions, answers, sorry, and you get those that are really trying to jump ahead of the game and will go for the wrong one as well. But no one knows who got it wrong, so there's not any embarrassment at all. They're included as well. So a little quiz question for you just now, double pointer 2. You're going to listen to a Spanish word. When you listen to the word, okay, you're going to say which color it is.
Azul. Azul.
Hope you can hear that okay.
Azul.
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 Apologies to anyone who doesn't do Spanish in their school, because I know there's a wide range of language across the school as well. But this could be just a short sentence for them to listen to, and they've got to respond to that as well. So another kind of question which is really handy for someone like me that's not very good at the modern languages. Well done, Joanne, you're still at the top of the shop. Okay, now you can import videos, as Sean said earlier, from YouTube, which is great as well. And the question here is, which word is not an adjective? So you can have a little track to help support your question. So which of these is not an adjective? And obviously for younger children, you could read it out as well. So well done, everyone's got that one correct. Our leaderboard, Joanne's still up there on a streak as well. So a few tips and tricks from me that I have discovered over the years that I've been using Kahoot. For those children that are less confident, you can increase the time for them to answer the question, so they've got thinking time. Images instead of text, as I said earlier on, working with a talking partner or even in a small group. You can even work in a team mode that Sean mentioned earlier on, and not individually. And that means that everyone in the team is involved as well. You can have a mix of recall and thinking, open-ended questions as well. And as you're going along, you're celebrating the effort, the ideas that children are bringing forward, not just the winners and the quickest one to answer the questions. Okay, this is a little puzzle question. It's worth double points as well. What is the highest level of rights respecting award that there is? What you do here is you pull to the top the letter that should come first, and the one that should be last is at the very bottom. You just drag and pull it to position, or if you're on a computer, drag it up to the position that you want it to go into. You could do this for sequencing events and have sentences from a story as well. So well done, the gold level. Okay, and Joanne's still holding her own up there, okay? So this is an open-ended question, so this will be so useful across the curriculum for different things as well. Can you just write maybe 1 or 2 adjectives that describe this character? So potentially here for discussion, again, spelling, tell the children, spelling doesn't matter here. It's the words we're looking for, descriptive words that will tell us some information about the character seen there. So you've got great scope for discussion, for development of literacy. It could be an open-ended question, for example, answering a question about the effects of climate change. Give examples of that. Any area of the curriculum, an open-ended question it would be suitable for. Timer, you can adjust the timer to give it as much time as you need. There's different variations of that, and it's very easy to set that as well. So we've got some answers there. Let's see what our answers are. There. And you obviously would spend some time discussing what the people have said as well. So great potential there. Okay, what are these are the properties of what's shape. So mass is something you can use as well. So including photographs of different shapes. What shape has these properties? Again, you could give a description and of anything, and the answers could be pictorial or words as well. Could be a meaning of a word that you give, and that's just been asserted as an image as well. So it is the cube. Okay, and our leaderboard. Well done, Joanne. You're hanging in there. So there are AI creator tools on Kahoot as well, which you can create quizzes from topics instantly. You can adjust the language level, and you can create questions that are differentiated quickly. That saves so much planning time as well, and gives you more time for the other things as well. Consistent quality, you can choose questions, you can ditch them and everything. And the AI tool is really good as well. You can upload a PDF, and from the PDF, for example, what I use this for a lot is for reading comprehension. So my children are learning about the Ice Age at the moment. So they are having a Kahoot that is on the saber-toothed tiger. I've uploaded a text and I have created some questions, generated by AI. I've checked them over and have created a Kahoot in basically about 2 minutes. That's all it has taken to do that. So really quick and easy as well. And the kids get their automatic feedback from the comprehension right away. So assignments in Kahoot, this is one of my favourite tools because I can create an assignment and give it as a homework exercise. It could be an assignment that the children do in class. So one of the kids for their maths activity for the day might do a Kahoot to reinforce, for example, converting centimetres to metres and vice versa. And that there's no live host needed at all there. So it is great, even for quick finishers as well. And that can be done asynchronously or during the school day time as well. So there are different games modes. This is what Sean mentioned earlier on. So I'll just kind of give a few overviews of them. We've got Robot Run, which they're getting chased by a robot, and they've got to get to answer the questions correctly, and then they get some boost to go run faster. There's a super one about the Lost Pyramid, Submarine Squad, which is underwater, Cosmic Conqueror, there's Colour Kingdoms, Treasure Trove, Tallest Tower, and the Chill Art, which is just like a colouring in one as well. Also, another favourite of mine at the moment is the accuracy mode. So there you're aiming, for example, for maths or grammar, you're aiming for the correct answers, not the speed. And it's really quite good to be able to do that. Lecture mode really be suitable for secondary pupils as well, that you're putting whatever presentation you want to do on the board, so the kids are engaged more in it than it was a PowerPoint as well. So that's just a few examples of those. Okay, true or false? A Kahoot can be replayed in the same or a different mode to reinforce learning. Is that true or false? Or can you only just do it in one form? Can every Kahoot be replayed in all of the modes? What do you think? It is absolutely true. Okay, it's so good because you can go back and give it in a different mode. And Joanne's down, JR's right top of the list there now. Okay, so it's very easy to set an assignment. Once you've created a Kahoot, you go to the options and you can create the assignments there. You can put off the timers, you can randomize the question answer order. So if there are children at the same table working on the same Kahoot at the same time, they can have randomized so they're not having the option to copy each other as well. You can invite more participants by, well, just share the QR code, or you can share the game pin which is given as well, either way. And that can be shared onto Teams or Google Classroom. Just put up on your board in the classroom, whatever is easiest for you. All these ways work. Okay, multi-select question now. Double points again. When assigning a Kahoot, what can you do? What are the things that you can do here when you assign one? So this is not a live one that you're creating, that you're going to give the children to do in their own time, either at home or in school day. This means as well, for example, our children, our digital leaders have been doing Safer Internet Day workshops with classes, and the primary 4s to 7 have been given a little competition, which is a Kahoot, about Safer Internet Day. And what happens is we leave them the QR code, they can do it in the classes in their own time, so iPads can be distributed. Absolutely all of these things is what you can do. So great potential. Oh, Steph, wow, you've gone zooming up there. Okay, so another puzzle question, and again, double points. Put these spelling words in alphabetical order with the first one at the top. So again, you can use this for spelling support. You can spell the words if they're 4-letter words, or alphabetical order. You could have match meanings. So given a word and which of these are the meanings for ideas you have there. I do this, putting in the order, with the puzzle, a lot for comprehension about what happens in a story. If it's a reading book the children have had, what be 4 sentences about this book, and they've got to put them in order. Or also given the parts of summarising a story, and they've got to put them in order so they actually read for sense. There's quite a few characters as well, so you can get a sentence in each one. Easy and very quick to prepare. Okay, there we go, and congratulations, people got that question correct. Okay, Steph's still at the top of the shop there. So true or false, in this Scots poem, the little boy has hurt his arm. So you're going to hear another audio again.
You've hurt your finger? Poor wee man. Your pinky? Dearie me. No, just you hold it that way till I get my specs and see.
Okay, so you can trim the video that you want to watch and have it the same length of the question timer and ask a question related to that as well. So it's not his arm, it's his finger. So well done. Okay, so there's self-study modes. Now, this is particularly useful for those in secondary school because you can create vocabulary flashcards and fact flashcards. You can create question learning modes for questions to practice just on mobile devices or on the computer, either or. And they mean that children can repeat the tasks independently, practice that Spanish or whatever language grammar, practice that science topic questions that they're not quite sure of as well, and that can be done in their own time and space, and it can help build independence and confidence in these curricular areas that they need more support with as well. So that is such a useful tool indeed. Okay, so next question, how much must you add to 450 to make 1,000? So 6 different choices, which is the maximum you have here for answers. You can have, as long as 2 options are given, that's the minimum, up to the 6 as well. So encouraging quick thinking here. Okay, so correct answer, obviously, 550. And your leaderboard's the same. Okay, so impact, as I've seen in my classroom and classrooms over the last few years, is certainly increased engagement. Confidence, the class ethos, I think, as well, is more positive as well. The kids will be asking, when are we doing a Kahoot? Are we doing a Kahoot today? Oh, as well. The kids get the feedback right away. You've got the data you can get from the Kahoot afterwards, so that's for your assessment purposes, and you've got really happy kids because they absolutely love it. So can you add one word? This is an open-ended question here. Can you type in one word, please, that you think Kahoot quizzes are from what you've seen today, please? Just one word. Quite a long timer, sorry there, guys. Just about there. If I was to click on skip now, you would see what the answers are. It's interesting to see what people have said. Okay, and it will categorize the answers according to those that are quite similar as well. So there we go. Thank you very much. Okay, and a scale now. This is a scale question. How likely are you to use Kahoot as a tool for learning in your class? So from not likely being 1 up to extremely likely being 10. So you could have this, you can change and personalize the variations of the answers either side there. And we can see the answers there. Great, that's lovely. It's nice to see, Sean. 9.3 average, excellent. Okay, we're almost there. What is the QI number for learning, teaching, and assessment? I just thought I'd put one in there just to say that you can ask any kind of question as well for adults. I have done a Kahoot for in-service days a couple of times as well. And again, it's kind of made people pay attention and everything a little bit more as well. A bit more fun, engaging too. So it is 2.3. Okay, so this is when people...
I like Kahoot because it's fun and I learn something new and because I'm playing with my friends.
Okay, so that's one people's why she likes Kahoot, and here she's in primary 4. I'm going to show you a primary 7 one as well.
I really like Kahoot because of all the different game modes. You can play tower and you can also do assignments. You can also customize your avatar in every game and your name. You can use different skins and accessories and you can play with your friends.
Okay, so what do we do in our school because of for compliance of GDPR? We have got like our Sumdog logins. The children use that as their login for Kahoot. So I know who they are from a data afterwards. So no names are used. It's their login for their Sumdog. So for example, if there was a cat 6 and we're top of the shop, you'd know, go to your list and know who cat 6 was, Bob or whoever it was. Okay, a word cloud here. How do you think you could use Kahoot in your classroom? Okay, so this is like a word cloud. So again, to get response, slightly different to the other question earlier on. It was the open-ended question. This will come up as a Wordle. So I often use this as when my children, I'm asking them, okay, what would you like to do for your class treats, for rewards for putting all their marbles in the jar? And often they will we'll do it as a Kahoot. So we've got everyone's response there and valid. And then we can see which is biggest, obviously, as the most popular idea or ideas. It will categorise them as well for you for practice, engaging experiences, quick assessment, topic, and French. Fantastic. Really good for languages. So I'm just wondering if anyone has any questions they'd like to ask me at all. Can't see the questions at the moment. Julia, if there's any in the board, it's my full screen.
No, there's no questions come in.
Okay, I'm happy to share my email as well. So my final message is, first of all, thank you very much everyone for coming today and for listening and for making this possible. And just say Kahoot turns learning to something children want to do. And Kahoot to me makes learning awesome. Right, so thank you for joining in as well. It's podium time as well. So drum roll, please. Let's see how we've done. So in third place we have Joanne. Well done, Joanne. Second place we've got JR. And top of the shop we have got Steph. Okay, if I find out what school Steph's at, I'll send Steph something if that's okay.
Excellent. Well, thank you. I don't know if you can hear me. I can hear you now. Maybe I'm muted. I've no idea. But
we can hear you, Sean. Yeah.
Fantastic. Good. Yeah. So I've put my contacts there as well. So thank you so much for joining us today. And yeah, hopefully we'll hear again from you soon. And as I say, happy to support any way we can. Okay.
Brilliant. Can I just say thank you to you both for coming on and talking about Kahoot, and it's great to hear from you, Fiona, and about how you use it in your class in Aberdeenshire with your pupils and get that real life experience. And yeah, just to remind everyone that you've got your free version of Kahoot that you can use. Fiona was talking a lot about her paid version that she uses, so you can see that there's just a large breadth of stuff that's in there. I was using Kahoot, was it just last week that we had the in-service days? I used a Kahoot at the end of our in-service experience, and that was just the free version. It's really engaging for the adults as well, as you can see. And Steph seems really chuffed that she's one too, so that's really good.
And that's a good point, Julia. Something I didn't mention, I did mean to mention, K-12 is the last segment we've got where you can still have up to 30 participants in a Kahoot. So now in the free version for the likes of enterprise and higher ed, it's 10. So within K-12, it's still 30. And if you would go to an EDU basic plan, where, as I said, is the free one, but in your school, it goes up to 40. So it's still very, very usable at all levels.
Perfect. Thanks very much for everyone for coming along. I will stop the recording now in case anyone wants to ask questions.
Steph.